Shop update number 5. Ignore my hairy face and neck. Just been too busy to care or want to shave. I said in the previous video, my plumber left me stranded. Came out, he collected a little bit of money, about half, and not even half the work is what I got. So let me turn this camera. Okay, so what we ended up deciding to do is we put in a septic down there at the shop, and then we're pumping it out down here to the septic in the house. So in the process of finding the drain, I hit the seal with the shovel on the septic and created a leak, so I had to fix that. So then this is the area where we're joining the shop septic to the house septic. I decided to put a clean out right here, or something that I could put a snake down in case there was ever a clog right here, because in the house line that goes from the house to the septic has a low spot right before the septic tank. I guess the septic tank has moved at some point. So when I cut that pipe open to make the repair, there was a turd staring right at me, and it stunk. So, good morning. Anyways, this was a major pain in the butt, making sure that all of this drain was going downhill even when the ground was going uphill. And then I learned long after I did this trench that this trench is way too narrow to do this job. But anyway, I got it done yesterday finally. My back's been hurting quite a bit, so I haven't been able to work as much as I want to. Plus the time change has really screwed everything up too. Ignore those plastic totes down there. My idea was to bury these and then put some piping from inside the shop so we can put our waste oil and water in those. But then after I had covered it up and the rain came in and washed the dirt down, it collapsed, both of them. So I guess the early rain we had was a blessing in disguise, because had those been 6 months down the road, before we got any rain and we fill it up, put oil and water and stuff in it, then we would have had a massive problem. But luckily those are empty, so I'll pull those out and then I'll find some steel ones. Anyway, this is my little, I'm not a plumber, guys, not at all. So if any of that's wrong, just whatever. It is what it is. I'm tired of messing with it. So the main reason for this video is to tell you what I think about spray foam. Spray foam, a lot of people talk about how great it is because of the savings you get on your heating and AC cost, right? Screw that. My opinion is this: it's not worth the money to spend up front on spray foam to save on your utility bills in the future, if you care about what shop looks like. I'm fixing to show you now. It has nothing to do with the quality of their work, because it's spray foam, right? So they spray it on. But my concern is now the shit I got to do to it to make it look good. My goal for this shop was to have a nice, clean, very top-notch type facility, it looked good, okay? This is far from looking good. And it's just the characteristics of spray foam. They still got to come back and finish the ceiling. They ran out of material, and they got to come back and do that. And they're supposed to be here this morning. But here's what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to see because it's a little bit dark in places. But here's what it looks like. This looks like, to me, it looks like shit. And you guys could tell me what you think about it. But personally, I think this looks like shit. And I wanted the outcome. I guess I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I got wrapped up in the whole, I'm going to spray foam, yay, because it's hot right now. And that I didn't do enough research on what it actually looked like. This, to me, looks like crap. Now, also, we decided to go with the conduit on the electrical because it was going to look nicer, right? And part of the conversation I had with the electrician was, well, where is it going to install at? Because they're going to spray foam here. So I was concerned if it was going on top, it was just going to cover it, and there was no point in spending the extra money on the conduit. But if it was going on the front side, like it is, then let's go ahead and do that. Well, we did that, and we actually should have waited to do it because now look at it. It's now I don't know if they're coming back when they come in today. Are they going to come in and scrape all this? I don't think that they are. So I'm going to have to go through here and fix all this. So that's one of the reasons I'm so upset over the results on the spray foam, is because I spent extra money on the conduit for it to look good, and here it is covered in spray foam. So now, because I don't like this, and because it does absolutely nothing for acoustics so far that I can tell, everything that I've learned so far, and I might be wrong, is that if it's solid against the wall, sound is going to go through it. There has to be some gapping of some sort. So they sell material that you screw to it, and then they sell rails that you screw your sheetrock or your wood to it that spaces it off of the framing. And that's what helps with the soundproofing. And obviously I've got to soundproof it because of the dyno. I decided at this point, the dyno's going over here in this corner. And the dyno, I think we measured it to be 33 feet from the wall, because we had to have a little bit of space between the wall and the dyno so we could do the strapping. And then we were going to put it inside of a room, and then there was going to be doors that were going to open up. So we had to have space for it to open up. So I think it was 33 feet. And then it was going to come out to, I forget what it was. I think 18 feet from the wall to about right there to that post. So it takes up, the dyno room that I was going to soundproof would take up, I don't know if you can see this or make any sense of it, a good quarter of the shop. From that post roughly all the way down to basically this door. So let me back up, see if you can get an idea. Anyway, you're probably not going to be able to get a good idea. There's very little space left because of the room. If I leave the room down, it feels like there's more room inside the shop, which we need because this place isn't big enough. So I've decided not to do the room at this point, and finding out that the acoustics changed absolutely zero so far with the spray foam, it's $8,500 wasted. Now I could have spent $7,500 when they installed the building to have the white the white fiberglass done, and they would have already installed that when they installed the outside skin. So that would all be finished. I wouldn't even have to be waiting for none of this to be done. And it would be quiet in here because fiberglass works way better on the acoustics than this does. And it would be a clean, sharp looking look. Now it's argumentatively, at this point, if that's even a word, at this point, one can argue one way or the other whether the spray foam is better than the fiberglass. Personally, I don't know. I haven't seen that. I'm not going to be able to tell because I'm not switching from one to the other. But people who sell spray foam are going to obviously say, it's better. And it might be. It probably is because it's a closed cell. Nothing's getting through it, whatever. Personally, I don't see that. I can't, not that I don't see it. I haven't seen that. And I'm not going to be able to because I'm not doing it before and after. But the main reason for the video is if you care about what the shop looks like when it's finished, don't do the spray foam. And don't do, or if you care about the way it looks and the way it sounds on the inside and transferring sound on the outside, then don't do the spray foam because this is what you're going to be looking at. And some of you may not care if you're just putting your personal stuff in a place like this. If you are, just putting a tractor, lawnmowers, and bicycles, and your personal cars and stuff, and not really doing any work on them, and not really concerned about the outside noise or transferring noise from inside to outside, then this might be ideal for you. But for me, this is not the look I wanted. Anyway, let me know what you think about the spray foam. Good, bad, whatever. The damage is done. I can't do anything about it now except change the way it looks now. And I have some ideas what you may have used or heard about to help with the noise. And oh my gosh, I need something cost effective because this project is way, hey, come on. This project is way over budget. And everything has cost way more money than was I ever thought. Anyway, see you next time.